When one envisions a blind person, often what comes to mind is a white cane or seeing eye dog. However, technology is offering the blind community tools to integrate themselves into the academic world.
I have an eye conditions that have been progressive, so although I've always been what is called legally blind, when I was a kid, I had a fair amount of usable vision. That over time has deteriorated, and I've been totally blind now for 8 or 9 years. This is my first quarter as an academic counselor in the Learning Effectiveness program, but I have observed students really thrive in the program. Technologies nowadays can be extremely helpful in terms of making higher education more accessible to students with any kind of disability.
I'm Jesse Workman. I'm studying at the DU-YouTube-1 PhD program, studying philosophy, religious studies, and cultural theory. The computer is a regular computer. It doesn't have any special software on it. It doesn't have anything to do with Braille or with software that's not fully accessible by a sighted or a blind user.
When you lose your vision, you lose your self-confidence, you lose all that you've really known about life, and that's where a center like this is important. We also have a program that deals with job preparation and also preparing for college. There's a lot of technology that can be used with college. Students are learning how to use the computers, the basic computers and the talking software such as JAWS and Window Eyes, which really give a blind person the ability to use a computer in any way that a sighted person can. Well, the iPhone would help with texting. Students use that for texting, surfing the internet. They get a lot of information for research and paper writing with the iPhone.
The technology is going to integrate in every way a blind student in school. It's going to connect them in every way to the activities in a school equally.
As a blind student, if you're willing to work hard and you have the skills you need, you have the technology, there is no reason at all that you can't be competitive with your sighted classmates. It's just a matter of knowing the alternatives, because you're not going to be able to do things exactly the same way as the sighted students. So.
There have been some nice improvements in access for students who are blind, as well as students who have other kinds of disabilities. But some of them are the result of trying to improve teaching methods. So for instance, if a blind student is in a class, it will be very helpful for the professor to make decisions about what reading material is going to be used at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance, so that the student, in conjunction with a disability services office, can have the amount of time that's necessary to render that reading material in an electronic format so that the student can read it.
To connect to that student, to help them and me overcome the obstacles the disability places in their path so that they can have an equivalence of opportunity to learn.